Hello everyone, welcome back to Luke's Movie Talk. I'll go over some of the most recent movies I've been watching. And for this video, I'll be looking at See How They Run. But just before I start, I uploaded a review for the re-release of Jaws. So if you're interested, go give that a watch. And also make sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date with all future uploads. Okay, so I'll start by going over some of the plot. So the film starts with Adrian Brody's character Leo doing a voiceover for the start of the story and the murder mystery. So basically we get him talking about how, this is a classic murder mystery, and then we get a couple of glimpses of what's happened so far in the story, and then it cuts to him, where it's after all the incidents, and he's cleaning his jacket after getting knocked into a cake, I think, was what happened. Leo is attacked and killed in the theatre dressing room. He basically tries to fight off the shadowy character, and he tries to go through an exit, but it's actually a fake stage exit, and he gets smacked on the head by a sewing machine, and that's how they get him. We are introduced to Inspector Stoppard, who is in on this case, and also Constable Stalker, as they visit the crime scene. The big ensemble cast is in the theatre with Leo's corpse. The murderer could be anyone, and I think a lot of the people there know that. They even bring up that fact, because they're actually all members or involved in the theatre play that's showing at the moment called Mousetrap, and it's actually about an ensemble cast being kept aside while a murder's happened, and the detective has to figure it out. So it's kind of mirroring real life in their life, and they understand what kind of situation they're in. Back at the office, Stoppard and Stalker are partnered up for the case. They interview the play's writer, Mervyn, about an argument he had with Leo, and said he would kill him. So basically, Leo is the director of the film adaptation of Mousetrap, and he wants to make it a bit more interesting for the audience. So he wants to add a bit more action here and there, make the ending a bit different. But Mervyn's a bit more subtle about what he wants to do. He doesn't want to make it a big Hollywood blockbuster. He wants to make it a more down-to-earth kind of story, but not as a boring, because he thinks the play's a bit boring, so he wants to make it a bit more interesting in his script, but he doesn't want to make it like crazy over the top exciting. He wants to add a bit more nuance to it. But when he originally gave the script to Leo, they had an argument, and basically they ripped the script apart and they stormed off. Constable Stalker constantly jumps to conclusions and accuses everyone. So they talk to multiple people in this film, and she's constantly like, so there's the reason they did it, so they must be the killer. And she does that like 3 or 4 times. It's funny to see each time, because Stoppard is basically like, calm down, that's just some evidence, we need to get the full picture of this. And she's like, oh, okay, sorry, I did it again, didn't I? It's funny to see every time, because he's very bit of an eccentric character. Since Leo is the director of the film, he was close to the producer, so they go and meet him, John Wolfe. After some questioning, it's revealed Leo was actually blackmailing John. We actually see a lot of flashbacks for context. So with Mervyn we get some flashbacks, for John we get some flashbacks in a club, and we get a few flashbacks here and there to add a bit of context to the story and fill out the blanks that we're not too sure about. Stoppard is a troubled character that has sunken into booze after his wife's affair and revelation his child wasn't actually his. Stalker is the complete opposite, almost over-eager to prove herself and do as much investigating as possible. There's one moment where Stoppard goes to get a drink in a pub, and Stalker's basically waiting for a witness to appear, and she is just like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'll go get Stoppard. And she's very like on the nose, like, I want to get this done, yeah. And I think she's doing the inspector exam at the end of the week or something, and basically she wants to be as good as she can for that, and she's very gung-ho about everything. After some possible leads, but nothing concrete, they visit the lead of the play, Richard Attenborough, who had a fight with Leo the evening of his death. It was about Leo flirting with Richard's wife, and after a tumble in seafood, he went to change, which is when he died. When Stalker helps a drunk Stoppard home, she begins to suspect him, and when during a performance she witnesses him next to a corpse, making her certain the person that was murdered was the writer Mervyn. The next day, it's revealed Stalker jumped to conclusions again, and now Stoppard doesn't trust her. So basically, during that performance, Stoppard went and saw murder, but Stalker accidentally saw him in a compromising position, which made him look bad. But at the end of it, it's revealed that because originally Stalker thought that Stoppard killed Leo because his wife had an affair with him, but she misunderstood and it's a completely different person. So she, on the assumption, got it all wrong, and now Stoppard does not trust her at all. All the involved parties have been invited to Agatha Christie's house, but seemingly not by her, and it's revealed by the one who invited them and the killer with a gun, the theatre usher, Dennis. Stoppard and Stalker both realise this and race to the house. Mousetrap was about Dennis's life, and he had had enough and wanted to end all the performances. So basically, his life had been turned into a play, an entertainment, and he had to watch it every night as an usher. And he just couldn't stand it anymore. And when he heard about the film and people were going to change it and sensationalise it, he was just like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm not going to let these people make a mockery of my life. And that's why he kills people and takes all these people hostage, because he's reached the point of no return. He's going crazy because of what they're doing to his memory. Dennis takes everyone hostage and eventually has a standoff with Stoppard. Stoppard is shot and Dennis is knocked out. Everything works out for Stoppard and Stalker. So Stoppard recovers and Stalker gets through her exam. It's a happy ending as much as it can be in one of these situations. So Saoirse Ronan is fun as Constable Stalker and lifeblood of the film. She is such a funny little character. She's overzealous about everything. She wants to get the job done. She does jump to conclusions, but she tries her best in every situation. Even at the end, when Stoppard tells her to go back to the station, she doesn't. She wants to help Stoppard and keep him safe, and even jumps in the way of the bullet, or tries to at the end. But she's just trying to do her best, and she's the little comedy factor in the film, and it gave me a few laughs throughout, which was nice. Sam Rockwell plays a good down-on-his-luck inspector that has very little will left. So a lot of the film, he's very down, he's very literally drunk, and he's just trying to get through the day. And Constable Stalker is just kind of there, and he's just like, why don't you leave me alone? Pretty much half the time he tries to leave her behind and go do something else. But it's nice to see him grow throughout the film and come to realise that his life is a bit more meaningful than he thinks, because he just thinks it's nothing now because he lost his wife and supposed child, and he's kind of lost at this point. The rest of the cast are good. I enjoyed them. They didn't really have too many memorable moments because we're always jumping to the next person, so you didn't really stand on anyone for too long. Adrian Brody was good as the arsehole director, and he was a very mean person. He talked down to everyone and was just not a nice person overall. Even with the small amount he was in. Unfortunately, like Brody says in the intro monologue, the overall plot is the same as many other murder mysteries. That is the bummer, because you could see what they was going to happen. They were going to go through, question each person. You're going to think, oh no, it's that person. Oh, it's that person. Oh wait, no, it could be the good guy. And it's just like, yeah, I've seen these kind of plot points before. And also, it's unfortunately, the overall plot on Ensemble Cast is forgettable, unfortunately. Except maybe the main two with Rockwell and Ronan. Apart from those two, the rest of the cast, you could have put anyone else in and I wouldn't have cared. And to be honest, I had to look up a lot of the plot points because I'd forgotten, because it's a lot of the plot is similar to so many others and it's just not memorable. The overall story is good, but there are better versions of this film already out there, which kind of sucks. But yeah, if you're into murder mystery, if you're into these cool ensemble casts, you'll have fun with this film. But just know there are better versions of this story out there. But this is still a fun story for anyone that wants to watch it overall. So give it a go if you're interested, and have a go for yourself. See what you think. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the film. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe to keep up to date with all future uploads. And until next time, I will see you all.